He has 35 years of experience and has worked in sales for 20 years and has been training corporates for the last 12 years now. He is a 2 times TEDx speaker and he's also an actor and a model. So can we welcome Suren here, please?
In next 60 minutes, we are going to talk something special about the mindset here. Alright? So we will be talking something special related to the mindset. So, what is the first thing that comes to your mind when you hear the word sales?
Target.
Target. What is the first thing that comes to your mind when you hear the word sales?
Incentives.
Tell me, what is the first thing that comes to your mind?
Yes, who wants to speak? What is the first thing that comes to your mind
Say something.
when you hear sales?
The first thing that comes to your mind when you hear the word sales.
So first thing, if sales means like target. So we need to achieve the target. So our whole thing will think on the target only.
Alright.
The next, if we achieve the target, what is the incentive we are going to get? That's the second thing definitely will come in our mind.
Okay.
So target and incentive.
Alright. Anyone else? What is the first thing that comes to your mind when you hear the word sales? Yes.
Customer.
Customer. Alright. Anything else?
Convincing,
Anyone?
convincing power.
Convincing power. Alright. Anyone else? This side? Okay.
Yeah.
Alright. So, I want to ask an important question to all of you. Just try to go back when you were in school or college. Okay, I'm repeating. When you were in school and college, how many of you really wanted to be a salesperson in your life? Anyone? Wow. Then how come you're here? Importantly, you must have seen that when we are in school and college, all of us have different kind of dreams about our career. We want to become doctors, engineers, architects, pilots. But nobody says in school that one day I will become a salesman. Nobody says that. So that means this is a profession which is not a profession of choice. तो फिर ऐसा क्या हुआ आप सबकी जिंदगी में कि इस प्रोफेशन में आना पड़ा? वो कौन सा हादसा था जिंदगी का? Just think about it. What happened? Why we are in this profession when we never wanted to be in this profession? Think. सोचो.
Rapid growth. Job.
Rapid growth. क्या वो पहले से पता थी?
No.
Okay, so actually what happens? All of us have some kind of compulsive situations in our life. So the dreams that we actually wanted to achieve, maybe whatever was required, we were supposed to study hard or do a little bit of more labor to achieve those goals which we actually wanted to achieve. Maybe we didn't do that. And at one point of time in our life, we were supposed to earn the money, search for a job. And when we do not know what kind of job, then the job that we get is the sales job. Why? Because sales jobs are in plenty and nobody wants to really join sales as a choice of career. So that's how we all entered in this profession. That means most of us joined this career when we actually never wanted to do something like this. So far, is this sounding motivating or demotivating? Demotivating, right? All right, then we are here for motivation. Okay, so now you see, this is the flip side of this profession. We all are here we never wanted to be in this job. Second question that I have to all of you is there anyone in this room who is specifically qualified in sales? That yes, I have a degree in sales. Anyone? Some of us must be having a degree in marketing, MBA marketing, right? In marketing also they don't teach you sales. They teach you 4 P's of Philip Kotler. So that means the people sitting in this room doing something which we never wanted to do, and second thing is we are not even qualified for this profession. That's the flip side. Now let's look at the other aspect of this profession. Do you know, in any organization, which is the department who generates revenue? Sales. You all agree? Yes. Sales is the only active department who generates revenue. And do you know that all other people in an organization, apart from sales, are qualified for their roles? HR people qualified in HR. Accounts in accounts, IT, logistics, every other department is qualified for their roles. But who is earning their salaries? Isn't that brilliant? We all being in this room, not being qualified for this profession, but still we have capability to generate revenue by which everyone else also get paid their salaries. The most noble profession of the world. I wonder if there were no salespeople in the world, how will organizations generate revenue and how will everybody get paid? It's because of you guys. Many of other people, they are enjoying their life. They get food in their home. They get everything in their home only because there are people like you who are generating revenue. How do you feel about this aspect of this profession? The most noble and the most social work that any profession is doing is the sales. You agree?
Yes.
Alright. The other aspect. If you study closely and if you have observed, you will see that most of the CEOs in the organizations working at that level, most of them, are from sales or business development background. You must have hardly seen a CEO from any other department, maybe from logistics or purchase or something like that. It's most of the time somebody from sales or business development. Have you noticed that?
Yeah.
How does that happen? Why does it happen? Why they are the ones who are preferred? Anyone?
They have a charisma.
सारे situations को manage कर सकते हैं.
Okay. सारे situations को manage कर सकते हैं. Anything else? All right. Anything else?
Decision making power.
Decision making. Okay. What else?
Experience in all sales.
Fantastic. So the best part of this profession is, in sales, you get to understand every aspect of business that is inside and outside. And for being a leader who has capability to lead an organization, is supposed to have 360-degree understanding of the business. Almost sales से ज़्यादा अच्छी 360 पास होती है. That is the reason they reach to that level. So, all of the people sitting in this room are future CEOs. Good evening, CEOs.
That is also class.
Good evening. So don't think that you are just a salesperson in your profession. You are a potential CEO in this profession. That's how you have to take this journey forward. You are in the best profession in the world. Why? Because number one, you are doing a great social service by providing resources to many of the departments and many other people. And on the other side, this profession has potential to take you to the highest level of your career. There cannot be any other profession which is better than sales. So that's something you should cheer for, you should celebrate for, and you should be happy about this. So I would like to clap for each one of you sitting in this room doing this kind of job.
We have to thank you, sir. Vijay, sir.
you have the right now.
Yeah, I agree with him. So throughout my career, I was like a sales guy, and one thing which you said, it's completely sync with it because one of my manager told me, "Yeah, जितने लोगों की salary आ रही है वो तुम्हारे वैसे आ रही है." Yes. That's like was a kick.
Absolutely. Thank you for that validation. Hence proven.
Guys,
Okay.
phones on silent.
So now, I said I'm addressing future CEOs in this room. Let's do a small activity. Are you ready? Ready for a small activity which you have to do it on your table only. But you have to make one promise to me before you actually start working on it. And that is, as long as this activity is going on, you have to be silent. You will not speak to the person sitting next to you. If at all you want to speak, you will speak with me only. Can I take the commitment from everyone?
Yes.
All right, just a moment. All of you have a notepad on your table. I will request each one of you to please take out a paper from the notepad. Everyone should have the same size of paper. Got it? And now, listen to my instructions very carefully. You have a task. And the task is, waiting for it to move so that the vision is not blocked. Alright, so the task is, you have this paper and you have to pass your full body physically through this paper. Listen, once again, you have to pass your full body physically through this paper. And one of the way to do this is, make a hole in the paper and pass your body through this. लेकिन एक कंडीशन है, जब आप अपनी बॉडी को इसके थ्रू पास करेंगे, ये जो इसका आउटर सर्कल है, ये फटना नहीं चाहिए और इसके अंदर कोई जॉइंट भी नहीं होना चाहिए. So the periphery of the paper has to be a single piece and no joints in this. And you have only 4 minutes to finish this activity and your time starts now. Without talking to anyone else. If something comes to your mind, whatever comes to your mind, you can tell me. Shoulder nahi pass honge. That is the first observation we found from one of the participants. All right. Anyone else? You still have time.
Can we start from toe?
You can start from anywhere. You just have to ensure that you pass your full body. So that was the second one we got in terms of opinion. Can we pass from the toes? What comes to your mind? You can do that. Can you demonstrate it? Fantastic. Let's look at the live demo. What is that?
Full body.
What I said physically.
Physically.
I said full body physically through the paper. That was a creative one. Let's give a round of applause for it. Thank you very much. You still have time. You still have time.
Whose body?
Full body, physically, through the paper. Yes, your own body. If you want to pass somebody else's body, we are okay with that.
Also, if somebody else is okay.
Yeah.
Let's think out of the box.
Talking about human body, right?
Think.
Of course. Human body life. Unfortunately, we are just left with around 30 seconds.
Without break. Without break.
All right, no worries.
Without break.
Sorry? From side the body, I said through the paper, full body. All right, thank you very much. Time up. So, we know the result. Correct? Now reflect upon it. Why we could not do it? Everyone, just try to think and let me know why we could not do it. According to you, why we could not do it?
Size is small.
So why could we not get the size of the paper is small? Anyone else? According to you, why we could do it?
The condition which you have applied, that is not to fill with it.
Like which condition? Full body.
Yeah.
Okay. So the condition which I applied is not practically
Yeah.
possible, right?
Yeah.
All right. According to you, why we could not do it? It's not possible to go through it. According to you, why we couldn't do it? Not possible.
Not thinking out of the box.
Not thinking out of the box. According to you,
That's a restriction.
what is the restriction here?
You need to go with this whole. Okay, even though it's small, our mindset thinking like whether it is possible or not. So you given the restriction on that. Like, you need to go with this particular.
तो जुगाड़ हो गया जैसे नहीं हो पाएगा.
हाँ.
After seeing his example, I thought it was impossible.
Okay. So, I believe what was the objective of this gathering here? You are here for today and yesterday also you were here. What was the agenda of this event? Team building and also any kind of annual goal setting? We did that? Okay. So, if you have a goal, which is a business goal or sales goal, on the other side, I gave you another goal here. Right? This was also a goal which I gave you to achieve. On the other side, there is a sales goal that you need to achieve. Let's try to understand, is there any kind of similarity in the response that we have towards this particular task and towards the target that we must have decided for ourselves? I'm going to talk to you regarding this little board. So, I want to know how many of you have made something like this. Can you show me, please? Show it up. Everyone, somebody who has made something like this. Okay, so what was the reason why you made something like this? I asked to do that. Why you didn't do it? Because I asked him to do it and you didn't do it.
It is not possible. I feel like it's impossible. So even I
He said impossible. Why you did it like that?
because you do it.
You gave it a try. You have made something like this? No. All right. So we have one category of people who have made something like this because I showed you this one. How many of you have not done anything with the paper? Anything with the paper, not done anything? Please raise your hand. All right. So, why you have not done anything with the paper?
I think that task is not possible.
Okay, the task is not possible, so that's the reason. Why you didn't do anything?
It is impossible.
It is impossible. You also didn't do anything with the paper. Why?
यहाँ पे सर possible ही नहीं है सर, वहाँ पे time ही नहीं है।
हाँ, वहाँ पे टाइम काय को वेस्ट करने का है। आपने क्या किया? कुछ किया पेपर? हाँ? What did you do with the paper?
Nothing.
Any reason?
Because that's the same answer because it's not possible. or we don't think out of the box. It is possible or not?
Any reasons that you didn't do anything with the paper?
When I felt the same, so I was thinking that what we can do, some tricky idea, but then I was like, give up.
Okay, now I'll tell you. When we did this, and when I told you, I explained this activity to you, I said one of the way to do this is this. I used the word one of the way. I didn't mean that this is the only way. So by showing you this, what I did was I locked your mind. And it was possible for me to lock your mind in a couple of seconds. Now what does it mean? It means that the thought process, the strategies, the ideas which we are following, there is a great possibility that we are already locked on those ideas and we need to break them and think really out of the box. Because we all have tendency to get locked on what we see, what we hear. In sales, there are many practices which are there for years together now, which we all are following blindly. A lot of companies, something like, have you ever imagined who was the first person who must have thought about giving a trade scheme or a discount scheme for selling more? Somebody must have thought many years back. Have we reinvented? Have we reinvented? We go on following something like that. So, means we are already locked on certain ideas. If we do not think beyond this, then we will possibly be locked only with the ideas and approaches that we have been following. And if you have not done anything with the paper, I believe you were possibly trying. Yes or no?
Yes.
You were still trying. Okay? Now, I want to reach out to that gentleman, to you. Can you show your paper once again? So, what were you doing?
I was trying to, keep it intact, but make a bigger.
Fantastic. So, he was also trying, and people who have not done anything with the paper, they were also trying. What is the difference in the trying?
Waiting for opportunity.
The difference between the way you were trying and he was trying. What is the difference?
We give you the move for the order.
What is the meaning of trying? Sometimes trying is as good as not doing anything. Imagine, sometimes trying is as good as not doing anything. Doing something with this paper, doing some kind of experimentation, even if it doesn't work, that is actual trying. If you were trying to solve this problem, then you were only trying to solve this problem in your mind. That means you were actually thinking, you were not trying. He was trying. And he is very near to it. You must have seen that. Yes or no?
Yes.
So how he reached near to this was because he was actually trying and we were thinking. So understand the difference. Many times we keep thinking and that thinking is actually not trying. So trying is always action oriented. Right? And when you go out to achieve your sales target, you might think and you might get deceived by thinking being trying, which will not work. Now, before spending more time on this activity, I would like to conclude this one. Do you want to know how to pass your full body through this?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to show you again one of the way. And let me tell you, this is also not the only way. There can be many other ways to do this. You can please sit down. Thank you very much. And we should give a round of applause. Alright, the same paper. I folded it from here, from the center. And what is the objective? Objective is to make a bigger size of hole in the paper. And there can be ways to make a bigger size of hole in the paper. That's what I'm trying now. is going in mind now? Impossible? Still or possible? So what do you have to say to yourself, people who were thinking that it is impossible? What do you have to say to yourself now?
It's like
Nothing is impossible. The sales targets that you have decided for yourself, they may also look impossible if you think that the target is really big and the market is small, like the paper was small. And this is the second step which I am doing now. Second step is just clearing these joints. This is the same paper. Can I pass through this?
Yes.
We talked about full body physically. Was that a magic? It was not a magical trick. This is actually called thinking out of the box. We have, learned this term right from our childhood. We must think out of the box. But what is this actually? So one of the way and one of the things that you always have to remember, as long as you have to chase your targets and you have to achieve them, always remember, this is the mindset which is going to play a very big role in achieving your sales target. And also, when I said each one of you sitting in this room has potential to become a CEO, but everybody does not reach there. Who is the one who is going to reach there? Or who are the people who are going to reach there? People who think out of the box, who look at the problem from the solution perspective. What we did here was, many of us, when I gave you this task, instead of thinking of a solution, we started finding problems in this problem. And what are those problems? Oh, कैसे होगा यार? Paper छोटा है. First problem, body is too big. Second problem, it cannot stretch. Third problem, I cannot join. Fourth problem, time is too less. Fifth problem, so what were we doing actually? If you look at this, we were thinking about more problems in this problem instead of being a solution-oriented person. Right? So remember this, the first thing. The second thing, as you move forward and when you have to reach out to more customers, right? You want to be successful in your sales career and you also want to be professionally successful. Yes or no? I'm going to ask you one important question. What is the first and foremost thing you need to become successful? Do you know what is that? The first and foremost thing you need to succeed in anything in life, be it sales or otherwise. Think. This is an important question. Everyone has to think. The first and foremost thing you need to succeed in sales and otherwise also in any profession. What is that one thing?
Dedication. Dedication.
Think more. It's not dedication. Not even the mindset here. Something else. Think about it.
According to you?
Execution.
Execution of the planning, all right? I will do it kind of attitude. Yes, one thing that is required essentially to succeed in sales and in any other profession, what is that? So far, we do not have the right answer, let me tell you.
Persistence.
Think. Let me give you a hint. All these answers that you gave to me, passion, goal, dedication, time, whatever you talked about, if you have all those, and if you do not have that one thing, you will still not succeed. Love your work. Even if you love your work. No. No. That's where we are. requirement of the customer. Okay, but that's not it. We all want to succeed, and we are not aware what is the first and foremost thing we need to succeed.
Setting up a goal.
Even if we have the goal, but that one thing is the beginning point.
Taking the first step.
Sure. And let me tell you now, from your customers, from your bosses, from other people in life, you need just one thing to start the journey of success, and that is opportunity. Imagine you have goal, you have dedication, you have time, you have energy, you have qualification, you have knowledge. If you have customers, prospect, leads, and if you do not get an opportunity, what will happen? You agree? So the amount of success or the chances of success are going to be directly proportional to the number of opportunities you are going to get in your life. The number of opportunities you are going to get from your clients is going to decide how much successful you are going to be. Yes or no? So that means the first step to start the journey, right? Opportunity is something which will open the doors for you. Yes or no? You enter and then the journey starts. So now when we talk about opportunity, how will you go about it? There are two ways to think. One is, I will wait for my luck to favor and expect opportunities to knock my door every day. Will that work? Is that practical? No. The second option is, I will chase the opportunities and you will get burnt out. The third option is attracting the opportunities. Which one looks the best option?
Attracting the opportunity.
Absolutely. Exciting, right? But how do we do that? How will you attract opportunities? There is one way, keep chasing the customers throughout your life, or do something to attract customers to you. Create a compulsion for them. Can we do something like that? For that, I'm going to share very insightful framework, which will, if you just follow this framework, it will help you to a great extent in your sales career. So I'm going to share. Can we move this from here if this is going to create a problem? There is something called opportunity matrix. Okay? What is the opportunity matrix? Just look at it quickly. I will not spend more time on this, but it has two simple dimensions. First dimension is competency. Means how good you are at what you do. Agree? The other important dimension of this is likability. What is the meaning of likability?
How many times it's gonna happen?
Yeah, so but this is the other likability. Being likable. How likable you are as a person. How many people really like you, to what extent they like you. So, based on this, the possibility is some people will be highly competent and some may not be as competent. And similarly about the likability of an individual will vary between high and low. Based on this, people can be divided in 4 quadrants. This quadrant is high competency and high likability, the sweet spot for opportunities. Everybody wants to work with these people. High competency and high likability, right? This is high competency and low likability. Brilliant but unbearable. Brilliant but unbearable. Are you getting me? That means not many people like them. You never want to reach out to these kind of people for anything in life. Yes or no? You want to reach out to people who are willing to listen to you, give importance to you, care for you. And they may not be as brilliant as these people are. And here we have low competency and low likability. No opportunities here. Walking billboards saying, don't be like me. And this one is low competency and high likability. May not be very competent, but high likability, doors will open for them. That means they are also going to attract opportunities. They may not be able to capitalize those opportunities to that extent, but they are going to attract opportunities. Now, this is the sweet spot. No skill required. What shall we do? And what is the meaning of likability? ये likability का मतलब वो नहीं है कि हमें सलमान खान या ऋतिक रोशन के जैसा दिखना है. That's not the likability. Likability is about how much valued you make other people feel. आप दूसरे लोगों को कितना valued feel कराते हैं, that decides your likability. So I'll just give you two things, two tips here. In order to enhance your likability, you must work on it, but the two quick hacks are always appreciate people genuinely. Everyone loves someone who appreciates them. Yes or no? Every time you meet your customer, new customer, old customer, whoever it is, start your conversation with a genuine compliment and an appreciation. That's the hook to engage them right from the beginning. Can we do that? Genuine appreciation will help you build your likability instantly. Second thing, the important tip is always focus on their benefit. I put it across like focus on their UKF, means uska kya fayda. Whatever you want to do with them, always talk to them about their benefits. This alone will help you win over the competition. Right? Remember, we all struggle to deal with the competition. Yes or no? There is a competition for your brand and your products also work. Because every person out there in the market says that I'm the best. My product is best. Go with me. Yes or no? Nobody says कि सर मेरा product देख लो सर. ऐसा ही है, आपको लेना है तो ले लो. ये तो कभी नहीं होता. Everyone claims that mine is best. So think about a customer. When everyone says to the customer that I'm the best, then who is the best for them? They will go with the person who is more likable. The first tip is enhance your likability so that it can help you to achieve your targets to an extent of 40% higher. We agree? The second aspect, we all have heard from childhood or from the time that we came in sales that sales is a number game. Suna hai sabne? Sales is a all right? So we have only heard this aspect of sales when it says sales is a number game. Actually, there is something more. Sales numbers are not just your market share, your wallet share, play the most important role in sales, which is that number. That number is the number of rejections every day you face. The number of rejections, the number of failures. What does it mean? The best salesperson is the salesperson of opportunities for you. And why? Do you know that sales is the profession for brave hearts? Sales is not the profession of winning contracts. Sales is not the profession of achieving sales numbers. It is the projection of facing rejections gracefully every day, more and more. Imagine that you have made 2 or 3 sales calls. 0 outcome. What happens after that? What happens to my mindset after that? Do I have enough power to bounce back with more force and go for the next sales call immediately? If that is not happening, then there is something which is holding us back. And
label हमारे mind में, so we don't even dare to fail. The second important aspect of you being more successful in sales is if you dare to fail every day more often, you are going to achieve more numbers. Because there is a research carried out by HubSpot that says that people who reframe their rejections as the next stepping stone for success, their likelihood of achieving their sales target is 50% higher. So the second important tip that you must remember is if you dare to fail more often, the chances of achieving your targets are going to be 50% higher. Any questions? And what does it mean, dare to fail? That means even if I have 0 productive calls today, I will still go on one more call. And even that fails, then I will still go on one more call. So the more number of rejections you face every day is going to help you win more contracts. Agree? This was the second one. The third important aspect which I want to share with you is how many times in the reviews, sales review meetings, when we are not achieving our targets or we are falling short of the targets, and when we are asked, why, what happened? Why your numbers are not matching up to the target? Do you know what are the top reasons we get to hear? Think, ये तो आपको पता है, जब हमारे टारगेट अचीव नहीं होते हैं तो रिव्यू मीटिंग में उसको जस्टिफाई करने के लिए हमारे पास रीजंस क्या होते हैं? मार्केट स्लो है और कंपटीशन है, हमारा प्राइस ज्यादा है,
दूसरे ने स्कीम
निकाल दिया है, हमारा ब्रांड उतना नोन नहीं है, सप्लाईज का प्रॉब्लम है, कस्टमर सर्विस वो कंपटीशन वाला 10 घंटे के अंदर उसका टैग टाइम है, हमारा तो 48 घंटे. Are these some of the reasons that we hear in the review meetings? Yes or no? What does it mean? What are we indirectly saying? Now I'll show you another picture. Imagine this picture. You have no price problem, right? You have a very strong recall of your brand. Everybody is chasing your brand, and there is no market competition for you. There is no supply problem. Customers are being attended within no time. Then what will happen? Imagine what will happen. There is zero competition, there is no price problem, we have the best of the scheme, we have best of the brand, we have best of the service level. What will happen? Imagine.
So stay at the same place. Because we are number one, so number one ही रहना है, so down नहीं होता है.
What will happen? Thank you very much. What will happen to you people if that happens? Then do you know why not required? Do you know why salespeople are required? Do you know that the reasons we state in the review meeting were the only reasons because of that this job was created? Otherwise, this role would have not been there. So imagine the job was created only to handle those challenges, and we come back in the review meeting saying the same reason because of that we did not do it. What does it really mean? That's the third important element of the mindset that we always deal with. We have a tendency to operate with a blame and complain mindset. We all have a tendency to operate with the mindset of complaining and blaming. But have you ever changed anything by just blaming and complaining in your life? No. So why did you do that? And you know, indirectly, what are we saying? When we are saying those reasons, indirectly, you know what we are saying? Indirectly, we are saying, boss, if my customers would have responded positively, if our scheme was best, if my brand was having a high recall, and if my product was best, then I can guarantee that I will achieve my target. Indirectly, that is what we are trying to say. Does it really happen? Is there anything like a perfect product in the market? Is there any company who does not have flaws? Is there any salesperson in the world who does not have these problems which you share in this company and in other companies also? Everywhere the salespeople have the same problem. In that kind of a scenario, as long as we just go on making those reasons our justification pad, then we are not going to move forward. Instead of blaming and complaining, there is always another option, which is called action. This is called ABC of salesperson's life. Action, blame, complain. Action, blame, complain. Where do we operate? On which position do we operate? Are we always in action mode, or we are in blame mode, or we are in complaint mode? So it is the action which is going to change things for you. So the third important area that you must remember is, instead of blaming and complaining, if we always remain in action mode and take more actions, then another research by Harvard says that people who always take action instead of blaming and complaining, those salespeople achieve 25% better results as compared to people who operate with blame and complain mindset. So I told you 3 things. What are those 3 things? The first, the magical formula has 3 steps. The first one is be more likable, and that will give you a potential to enhance your sales result up to 40%. The first one. And the second one is dare to fail more often every day. That will give you a potential to enhance your target achievement by 50% higher. And the third thing, the third step of this magical formula is, instead of blaming and complaining, be in action mode. This also will provide you opportunities to enhance your sales results up to 25%. 3 things. I'll repeat. Be more likable. Dare to fail. Action instead of blaming and complaining. Will we remember this? Will you all remember this? So let's repeat. The first step is be more likable. Be more likable. Second step, dare to fail. And the third step is action without blaming and complaining. If you remember these 3 things, these can always help you achieve higher numbers. Right? Any questions? I just want to tell you one small incident when I started my career in sales. I was in a direct sales job, door-to-door selling. I was in Chandigarh. You can safely imagine it was year 1993 when I got my first sales job. Is there anyone who was in sales at that time here in this room in 1993? So there was one important, I would say, one important practice, I must say, or maybe something, a scenario which was prevailing, especially in a city like Chandigarh. Many houses had a signboard outside. And you know what was that signboard? It said, dogs and salesmen not allowed. Imagine the signboards saying dogs and salesmen not allowed. I belong to that era of sales. That's the time when I started selling. Imagine I'm standing in front of a gate. The signboard says dogs and salesmen not allowed. I'm there with my sales team. I have to make that call. Now I have absolute fear in my mind. Should I do it or not? But there is something which came handy for me, and that was because of my background. I have served Indian Air Force. That was my first career instinct. For 5 years I worked in Indian Air Force, and that Air Force made me fearless. I was not afraid of failures after leaving Air Force. So that single most practice not failing, even if there is a signboard saying right on your face, you are not allowed. I will still ring that bell of the door. Whoever comes up, I used to make my sales call with full confidence. And starting with this objection only, sir, I know there is a board outside that says that I'm not allowed to enter your home, but I still have something to share with you. Can I take a couple of minutes? That converted into opportunities. Now I had an option to look at that signboard, face and feel and assume the fear of rejection and go back. But how many houses will I leave like that? How many opportunities will I leave like that? I converted many of those also into sales opportunities where there was a signboard saying salesmen and dogs not allowed. So that's the power of these tips. And for being likable, how do you become really likable? Just want to tell you one incident about this one also. In the beginning, Lakshita mentioned in my introduction that I'm also an actor and a model. How being a salesperson throughout my life, I got into acting and modeling. How did that happen? That also happened because of a matrix like this which you see here. So at my 50th birthday, around 5 years back, I was just introspecting my bucket list. What is that which is still pending in my bucket list? I realized in my school, college, I wanted to become an actor. तब मुझे लगा यार ये तो हुआ ही नहीं. Next moment I thought I'm 50 years now, grey hair, who is going to give me work? Leave it, it is not possible, it will not happen. Then I thought, am I into blame and complain mode, or I can take action on this? Then I immediately realized and I thought I must take an action because there is no second life. Everything has to happen in this life itself. So I went ahead and did my portfolio shoot. And after the portfolio was done, I was trying to figure out who is going to give me work. Who are the people? Then I came to know from people that these are the casting agencies and the casting directors who give opportunities to actors. So now I was into the process to figure out how do I reach to them and why will they give me work? Because I'm not a trained actor, I do not have any network, and I have no godfather in the film industry. So then I thought, what is my skill? What is my strength? I realized that all through my life I had been a salesperson. The only thing I know is how to sell. So how can I leverage this strength here? So then I thought that here I am the product. I have to sell myself successfully to these casting directors. And how will that happen? I'm not a trained actor. But if they start liking me, then there is a possibility that I might get some work. And how will that happen? I did a deeper level of exercise and understanding in that. And I went to understand the life of casting people. And something shocking came out. Because when you sell, you try to understand the need, pains, problems, desire of the customers. So here I was trying to understand what are their needs, desires and problems. And then I realized that the casting people has one typical problem, and that problem is nobody knows them. We all know the struggle of actors, directors, producers, but we do not even know the names of the casting directors. All of you sitting here may not be able to recall even more than one or two casting directors' names. Whereas behind every project, there are n number of casting directors. So I thought, can I solve this problem of these people? If I solve this problem, they will like me and I will possibly be able to sell myself successfully. So I created my live talk show on Instagram. I uploaded my all portfolio pictures there, changed my bio saying actor and director, actor and model, and then I reached out to these people, casting directors, incidentally during the lockdown time. When these people had nothing to do, they were just sitting at their home. I requested them, sir, I have a show like this. I want to invite you on my show because I want to interview you and I want to share your life story and struggle with people. They liked the idea. They had nothing else to do. They started coming on my show. I did 25 episodes. By the end of 25th episode, I was well connected with the casting directors. And the magic happened. When they started working on their projects, they started reaching out to me, saying that we are doing a film like this, and we are looking for somebody like you. I'm sending you a script, make your audition and send it to me. That was the beginning. I started getting opportunities like this. Because now, they started liking me. And it's been 4.5 years. In last 4.5 years, I've worked on more than 100 projects that include some Bollywood films, some web series, and also some award-winning short films, some international TV ads, some digital ads, almost everything that we do. And interestingly, I have never ever chased even a single casting agent or casting director so far. And there is not even a single day when I do not get an audition opportunity on my phone without even chasing them and without even reaching out to them. I'm quite famous in the casting community today. They all know me very well. Whenever anyone gets the requirement, they communicate with each other. So there is a guy, he's a good guy, reach out to him. That's how I get my work. When I reach out on the sets for shooting, a lot of established actors, they talk to me and say, how to get work? There are not enough opportunities. The problem is, there is no struggle, but they lack strategy. This opportunity matrix which I told you has the practical application in my life at many places. So the tools and the insights which I gave you are highly practical by nature. You have to go to that extent with that mindset that can I think really out of the box and what is that problem of the other person which I can solve or I can compliment or I can genuinely appreciate. So remember, just to conclude these 3 steps, be likable, dare to fail more often and take action instead of blaming and complaining. Can we do that?
Yes.
And with that, I would like to conclude and I wish you all the best and a successful year ahead. Thank you. Thank you very much. Looking forward to see some of you in the role of a CEO in the times to come. Thank you very much.
Thanks so much, Suren.